This lighting is really bad. What if I put this in front of my mirror? Why is everything awful? Should I just make all of my videos be like this perspective? Well, maybe if I sit far back enough, I sit like you can still see my face. It just looks like I'm indoors at night. Let's go. This is my mug from the side of the road from like the day I moved into this place, and I was like, it's meant to be. The universe is giving me a housewarming gift. I think we're basically good. It's not perfect. And you can see my sheets. Oh, that's so annoying. I just wanted to insert here that I hate bed footboards. Why? There's no reason for them. Like a headboard, I kind of get. It serves a purpose, but I'm never like in a bed and I'm like, oh, if only my feet had a fucking board. No, it just gets in the way. And then you have to tuck the blanket on the bed into something, the footboard, when it could just hang there. Otherwise, perfectly fine without any kind of footboard. Like, and I can't even sit on the end of my bed comfortably because there's a thing in the way. Like, why? And then sometimes I walk past it and like bruise my legs on it. And you know what I wouldn't bruise my legs on? A footboard that's not there. Like, no footboard. I am team no footboard. So, normally I would try and shoot videos when it's light outside so I get the nice natural light coming in from the window. Using editing to fix the lighting. And yes, that is the sound of public transportation. Welcome to my authentic Boston experience. That sounded like a snap, right? Fun fact, I can't snap. Like, not actually. I know most people snap, like you do like something like that. And when I was 5, I was like, wow, other kids my age can snap. I need to learn how to snap. And so I learned I can make a similar noise by like, fuck, it didn't work. How embarrassing. Okay. It's like here, I'm sliding this finger. But I got home from work actually a bit earlier than usual, and I was like, you know what I forgot to do earlier today? I make my video, and I'm trying this new thing where I have somewhat of a video schedule, because last time I tried having a video schedule, I produced a full, like, 1.5 videos. I should have these memorized. Okay. The mirror, the fridge, and there was a third one. Where's my phone? Oh, and my ukulele. Okay, so I'll start with the mirror story. Once upon a time, 2 weeks ago, I moved into this lovely sublet room. I live with 3 other people. I had only met one of them before moving in, but I trusted him enough to be like, okay, I feel like this guy would choose good roommates. This will be fine. And then a week before I moved in, I found out one of the roommates I'd never met but trusted because I'd met one of the roommates. The roommates I'd never met but trusted because I'd met one of the roommates would actually be another subletter. And I was like, okay, well, worst case scenario, I'm stuck paying rent here and I just continue living at my lovely friend's house nearby. This will be fine. Yeah, the point of this story is I'm subletting from a guy, and you can tell it's a guy's room, not to be all stereotypical, okay, but like, there wasn't a mirror in here. I want a mirror. I would like to know what I look like before I leave my room. There's a little, okay, you know how there's full-length mirrors, but for like children? So it's not like a fun square mirror that might be an accessory somewhere in a house. Wait, do houses have accessories? Just like in-home decor? I don't know words to describe home decorating. Anyway, it's like a children's full-size mirror right by our front door on the inside. Whatever, so you put on your shoes and then you can like look at your outfit, except you like put on your shoes and you're too close to the mirror. It's like child-sized mirror, so you have to back up and like look at yourself from afar, and you're like, is this even how I really look to people because this mirror is so small and I can't see myself? I'm saying that. I'm like 5'4". Who is this mirror for? Children. It's for children. So I was like, this will not do. Especially because I had just been living at my friend's house and she has this gorgeous full-length mirror, which I have a snap clip of me using. So I'm just going to put that here. Okay, so Kriti has this amazing full-length mirror. Gorgeous full-length mirror. Amazing full-length mirror. Yes. Okay. So, like, I can't go back to this, like, what is this lifestyle without an amazing full-length mirror? I would like a full-length mirror. So one day, I was like, oh, universe, may I please have a full-length mirror? I mean, honestly, I'll take any mirror. There's a dresser in here. I could put a small, like, little face mirror on top of it, but there's a lot of random objects on the side of the road in Boston, and it doesn't really seem that far-fetched for me to find a mirror. So, universe, please, thank you. Is someone home? Whatever. I need to finish this story like I told myself I would. So, maybe 2 days later, I'm walking with my friend Kriti, and I'm telling her about how I asked the universe for a mirror. And as soon as I finished my story, we're like, no way. And I run over, and it is a gorgeous full-length mirror on a door. I aspire to have a full-length mirror like this. Like, wow, look at that, look at that. So beautiful. And I'm like laughing hysterically because if the universe were gonna give me a mirror, it would be this one. I just remembered something I forgot when I was telling the story of my door mirror. Okay. Ooh, I can't show you my bed right now, but all you need to know is that the bedspread is the same color as this door I found on the side of the road. Like, are you kidding me? And it kind of matches this as well. I was gonna point as I said it, and then I was like, why is my finger in the camera? The last time I picked out a lot of objects for like a personal space was my room in high school, where I got to choose everything about it, the color, bedspread, like the headboard. I chose to be an old door. And the fact that we find this mirror that is a old door that just happens to have a full-length mirror on it, I was like, this is crazy. Like, what a sense of humor the universe has. Or maybe it was all just a coincidence. I don't really care though, because I'm the one with an awesome mirror. So it doesn't really matter how I believe it happened, but it certainly makes life more fun when I put all of this other meaning into it. So why not? So now I have this amazing mirror. So continuing. So why not? So now I have this amazing mirror. So continuing. Okay. The next chapter in the story was, okay, so obviously when I'm FaceTiming various family members, they're like, what have you been up to in Boston? And I'm like, you'll never guess how I got this mirror. And I like flip the FaceTime camera and I'm like, this is my mirror. And they're like, how did you get it? And I tell them the story. And then, who was it? Someone goes, so what are you gonna ask the universe for next? And I go, a ukulele. Which had kind of been on the back of my mind, but no one had explicitly asked me that question, what are you gonna ask the universe for next? So after that, I'm like, okay, I need to hold like a proper universe asking ceremony. Not really, but I wanted to like actually take a moment and be like, and just send forth those feelings into the world, into the universe. I am using way too many words to tell this story, but I'm having a good time. And this YouTube channel is about me, not you, so. Okay. So if you're still here, thanks. Moving on. Sip of kombucha. Okay, so I asked the universe politely for a ukulele. I give it a couple days. Believe it or not, a ukulele was just not appearing on the streets of Boston. And I'm like, okay, I get that there's probably fewer ukuleles in circulation in Boston than like mirrors and nightstands and desks and mattresses and mirrors. Like, wow, a lot of other objects on the side of the road. No ukuleles. And I looked, and I even walked past the exact place I found my mirror, hoping that the universe had like a special, like an oasis spring of giving Devin cool objects, but no. And okay, I'm like, where is a place I can buy a ukulele? Because I might just need to make this happen. Like maybe the universe has another plan. Like I'll go buy this ukulele and meet someone while I'm buying the ukulele. Like I don't know. But I've given the universe a couple days, and it just seems like maybe I need to take a different path here, a path towards the ukulele. So, how many times have I said so in the last 60 seconds? One day I leave for work. I get halfway to work and I'm like, don't I start work 2 hours later than usual today? Because the schedule changed. So in my Google Calendar, I put like the most conservative time estimate. So I said I started earlier than I actually did. So that way, on the off chance that I forgot to check the schedule, I'd be early instead of late. So I get to work and the person in charge is like, yeah, you're not supposed to start for another 2 hours. So I'm like, it's okay. Because now I'm right by, or I'm like significantly closer to a place where I can go buy a ukulele. So I'm like, bye everyone who's currently on the clock. I'm gonna go buy a ukulele, I'll be back. So I go to buy my ukulele, I walk in and I'm like, what is the cheapest ukulele you have available? Because like I already have a nice ukulele at home in Minnesota that I'm very happy with, and it speaks to my soul and the way the strings sound. I'm just like, yes. Oh, I was gonna use a song lyric, but I can't do that because then that's copyright infringement. Whatever. All you need to know is that my ukulele sounds beautiful. Actually, I have not a video clip, an audio clip of my ukulele. I could like, I don't think it really fits for me to underscore this with like my ukulele playing, but why not? Okay, so my goal was just to have something that I can just sing along in my room to something. It doesn't have to be the best ukulele to ever exist. That's okay. So the person working at the guitar store brings me to their cheapest ukulele. And he's like, this is a special edition ukulele that we just didn't happen to sell a lot of. It's $40. And I'm like, and he leaves me alone, to spend time with me and my potential future ukulele. And I also like played a couple other ukuleles while I was there, obviously. I thought about buying a nice one. There was a ukulele that was actually like a very high quality ukulele that happened to be on sale, but the police department in Boston does this thing where if there's a used instrument, it can't be sold for a certain period of time just in case it was stolen. So I wouldn't get to take this ukulele home with me that day. And I'm like, what's the point of having a ukulele here? I kind of want a ukulele that I don't care as much about, so when I meet people and they're like, can I play it? I'm like, yeah, here you go. Because with my ukulele in Minnesota, I'm so protective of it just because I love it and it's so beautiful. That's not for sharing, that's just for me. Like, obviously, I'll share my nice ukulele with people I have, and I will continue to do so in the future, but if I'm buying a ukulele for right here, right now, I think I want the cheap one. I think I want the Halloween spooky graveyard edition of this ukulele. I love it. I love it. It's kind of like if there's a cute little animal, like a fluffy like Pomeranian dog, and you name it something like Fang or like vampire. I feel like when I suggested vampire here, it was just like because I said Fang and I had like word association, but you get the idea. Like a kind of like a dangerous. Does vampire even sound dangerous though? Like what's a good like spike? But you see this ukulele with a skull on it and like pumpkins, and you're like, yeah, that's the best comparison I can think of. Anyway, after tax it was $50 instead of the original $40, so I can't be like, I got this $40 spooky ukulele. I just can't lie like that. I have to say it was $50. Why am I whispering? Yeah, that's how I got this spooky ukulele, and I've been playing it a couple times, and it's great. That's the end of the story. I don't know why I was like, and then I played the ukulele. Like, yeah, wow, Devin, what an epilogue. You played the ukulele that you bought. Really? I hope so. Great, which brings us to story number 3. The refrigerator. So, after I had gotten my door mirror and my ukulele, one day I walk out of my apartment, and very nearby, who says that? It was probably from like the next apartment building over. There's a couple things on the side of the road, one of which is a small refrigerator. Oh, I bet you never saw it coming since I said that the title of the story was the refrigerator or something like that. Okay, so I'm like, look, if that's still there when I come back from running errands, I'm gonna snatch that. And it was. When I was investigating it over by the side of the road, I opened it and it was still cold on the inside. And I'm like, wow, what a nice, crispy, fresh fridge for me. Freshly picked. And so I picked it up and I was like, this is harder to pick up than I thought it would be. And I bring it over into the lobby area of my apartment building. And I'm like, okay. And I probably took a good 7 minutes to just strategize how I would get this up the stairs into my apartment. It was such an awkward shape. It wasn't necessarily too heavy, but like I couldn't like wrap my arms around it completely. So, as I'm strategizing, I'm looking out the front window of my apartment building and I see a group of people over by where I got this fridge from off the side of the road. And they have this big car, a couple other objects, and it kind of looked like they were moving. And at first I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Like someone's moving out. They left their fridge on the side of the road. And the puzzle pieces are kind of fitting together. And I'm like, they're moving, cold fridge. Did I just steal a fridge? So I'm just looking out the window for a minute, I'm like, do they look like they're looking for a missing fridge? So I'm just watching them like the creepy stalker that I am. And eventually I'm like, I think the only way to find out what happened is if I go over there and ask. I don't even know what I said, but I found out that I in fact did not steal the fridge. So I'm now the proud owner of a sidewalk refrigerator and a door mirror. And so I'm telling the people in my life about this and they're like, wow, you're really just like getting things from the side of the road, this door mirror, the fridge, like what's next? And I'm like, well, not a ukulele, because I had to make that one happen myself. But I don't think I was gonna find a spooky ukulele on the side of the road. So can I really complain? No. My hair is in my face. This is why I don't wear my hair down. Me and my 3 roommates are probably all happy that I now have my tiny separate fridge. Similar to how after I got my ukulele I played it, I can tell you that the epilogue to this story is I now use my fridge. Although I still keep a couple items in the original big fridge that I share with my roommates. So, yeah, those are my 3 stories. The end. It's so anticlimactic. It's like me and the radiator. Oh, that's cool. My goal for the month of June is to produce 1 video a week, so a total of 4 videos. Wish me luck. Worst case scenario, I will make 1, which is still more than I've done in the last couple months. So slowly but surely, we will eventually have a YouTube channel.